They placed me in a car with a hood over my head. They took me to a gang's court, and there, my sentence was death. They deliberately poured flammable gasoline all over my body. They struck the match. I've always been a very empty person. I was always trying to be happy, to get things, to fill the emptiness that was inside of me. I had the best job, but I was still empty inside. And so I said, okay, I'll get married. Get married, right? I'll be happy. I'll be fulfilled. But no, I wasn't happy. And I said, well, I'm already married, I have a job, and I'm still not happy. So I'll become a mother. And then I got pregnant for the first time, and that's when my deep depression really began. I started drinking a lot. I started getting involved with drugs, trying to fill that hole that was inside of me. Around that time, at every party I went to, I would drink, sometimes until I'd pass out. And one day, we went to a poor community. And in that community, I met the people from the movement. They offered me some extra work. And I accepted it because I thought, maybe that's where I'll find my happiness. That's when I got involved. I started to get involved in the world of crime.
Your husband, was he involved in the same things, or did he not approve of your behavior?
He didn't approve. He didn't approve. He would talk to me. He would give me advice. He even tried for a while to fight for me, but there came a point where he got tired. He got tired. He always said to me, what do I need to do to make you happy? A lot of the time when I was in my room alone, I'd say, I'm not worthy of this life because I have everything anyone could ever want. I was bleeding on the inside. My soul, it was bleeding. It was groaning inside. I remember it like it was yesterday. There was this party I went to. Some time had passed and I went to this party. I drank a lot, because that day I said, I have nothing left to lose. And I remember I left that party. I'd gotten into a fight, an argument, and I just started walking. I said, that's it, it's over. If even here, where I was recognized for what I did, it was over. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want this life anymore. I ended up on a footbridge. On that footbridge, I remember looking down at the street. And when I went to throw myself off to jump, I couldn't do it. It felt like there was a block that wouldn't let me jump. My body was swaying, but I couldn't throw myself over. And I got off the footbridge saying, God, I'm not even good enough for this. Not even for this. And as I came down from the footbridge, a black car pulled up, where several men got out, threw me in the car, and put a black bag over my head. And from there, they took me to the gang's court.
But why did you end up there?
Because of a fight I had at the party. I fought with one of the bosses. And so when they took me to the gang's court, the sentence had already been passed. He came and told me, today you're going to die. Where they stacked up several tires. They poured gasoline on my body. They doused my body with gasoline. I was completely soaked in it. At that point, I was sure I was going to die. There's no way. Anyone who's been in the world of crime knows that. There's no way.
Had you seen people die like that before?
Yes. There's no way to get out of the microwave alive. Soaked in gasoline, I looked up, and only one word came from my mouth. Forgiveness.
Why'd you ask for forgiveness?
Because I was aware of the wrong things I had done. I was born in the church. I knew the right path. I just didn't want to take it. At that very moment, without me knowing, My mother was on her knees praying for me, pleading for my life.
I didn't know things were that awful. I knew she was different, but I didn't know everything that was going on. I had no idea. I was always making vows, always praying, and I didn't see a solution. I didn't see anything happen. It seemed like nothing was happening at all. Then came the campaign of Israel. I participated in a campaign of Israel for her. I asked the Lord to truly save her soul. And I went to the altar believing that something was going to happen. What it was, I didn't know. I didn't know what God had prepared, but it was going to happen.
It was God. There's no explanation. It was God. Because they took the match. And quite literally, they actually struck one right then and there. They struck two. They struck 3 matches, one after another, with careful anticipation. There were a total of 10 matches in the box, and not a single one of them managed to catch fire, not even a spark.
And your body was covered in fuel.
100%. 100%. One of the leaders came back and looked at me and said, the man upstairs has something big in store for you. Today is not your day to die. Go on. So they took the tires off of me. They beat me. They assaulted me. To the point where I was left with several bruises. They dislocated my jaw. When they finally pulled me out of there, I was completely, absolutely covered in blood from head to toe. I went home, still in shock. And when I got home, my husband just looked at me speechless. And he said, "Is this what you left me for?" And right there, he walked out. I went to my mother's house. And my mother helped me. My mother gave me a bath. And after I talked and talked and talked and cried, she said, "Now let's go to the Universal Church." When I got to the church, I started to talk to God. I didn't even know how to pray anymore. I didn't even know what to say. But I started to say, "My God, if you believe there's a way for me, show me, because I have nothing left. I only have this remnant of a life, this remnant of a person that's here." I understood that the most important thing was missing. It was the foundation of everything. It was the Holy Spirit. That's when I started to do the purposes. I started to do the campaigns. I was set free. I was baptized in the waters. I remember that when I went with my mother to the church, a campaign was about to start. And everything I had of most value, it wasn't just the material possession, it was about me. Literally, it was soul for soul, life for life. That was my true surrender. I went up there giving my all. And when I say my all, it was releasing everything that was inside of me.
You gave it to God on the altar.
Lord, this is all I have. It's my life. I'm giving you my life. Use my life however you want. I only ask you for one thing, that you would dwell inside of me. Because if you don't dwell inside of me, I don't want to live anymore. Let your will be done and not mine. Right there, I came down from the altar. When I came down from the altar, such a great peace came over me. Such a great peace that I said, "My God, I just wanted to seek and seek and seek and seek and seek." And I remember it as if it were today. I received the Holy Spirit. I remember the exact moment that the emptiness I used to feel, it disappeared because it was filled. When the Holy Spirit comes, he comes completely. He doesn't come in droplets. He comes completely. He comes to truly fill you because he is that big. I remember I got home. I looked at my mom and I said, "Mom, I received the best gift of my life." And my mom said, "I already know. You received the Holy Spirit, didn't you?" And I said, "Yes, Mom." About, I think,
2 or 3 weeks went by, and my husband came to talk to me. From that day on, my marriage was rebuilt. My daughter, she doesn't just have a mother, she has a friend.
It's a blessing today. My family, my granddaughter, my son-in-law, every prayer, every early morning, every tear, it's all worth it. I never gave up. I never give up.
Today, the burden that used to be so heavy isn't anymore. Today, the burden is light because God is with me.